She's got you high and you don't even know yet. She's got you high and you
So most people say, or here, sorry, ask the question again. All right. So usually we tell people that we
Me and Cody met. It was actually just like through mutual friends.
Met through mutual friends and stuff like that, or that we met at Charlie's or different things.
We had went to Charlie's and we're just getting ice cream and stuff, and our friends kind of started talking, and then we started talking.
So if we told any of you that, sorry. We met on Tinder. It's just, we're not proud of it, but we're happy about it. I mean, I wouldn't have it any other way. Well, maybe I would have it another way, but I'm happy that it happened the way that it did. Yeah, we started talking on Tinder. I started messaging her a couple times, reaching out, trying to get her to go on a date, but she was kind of scared just because it can be a little bit sketchy, but eventually talked her into going into Charlie's and then a few other things and stuff that night, and it was a lot of fun, and it just kind of took off from there.
So our first date was kind of funny, like, it was at Charlie's kind of, because we had just met, and so we got a shake.
And in the beginning, she asked if she could meet me there instead of me picking her up just because it was Tinder. But I was like, I'm a decent guy, you don't have to be worried. So I talked her into letting me pick her up, and apparently from then on it was okay.
And then he asked me, he like called us, and he was like, do you guys want to go hot tubbing, you and your roommates, with me and my roommates? And I was like,
And then I said, well, we can go watch a movie, or we can get in the hot tub, or we can do something like that. And she perked right up and said, let's go get in the hot tub, which I was surprised by.
Sure, like that sounds fun. And so we went, but our roommates didn't want to go, so it was just like us going hot tubbing, just met. And it was super fun. We talked for like 2.5 hours, and we just like really clicked and had a fun time. I felt like I had known him like forever and could just like talk.
And we ended up staying in there for like 2 hours. Like we just stayed there and talked and stuff. It was going really, really well. It was a lot of fun.
So we stayed in the hot tub for like quite a while. And we ended up getting like chemical burns like all over our bodies and like super, super rashy. And I actually ended up having to cut off like this much of my hair because it had just bleached it from the hot tub. So
it was terrible, it was terrifying, but it was a cool memory. It was something crazy that happened on the first date. And as she was telling me about some movies and stuff, because I had gotten back from my mission just about 6 months prior, she was telling me about the amazing Spider-Man 2, and she started crying on her first date talking about Spider-Man. And so you'd think that would kind of, because I'm not that emotional of a person, it kind of scared me, but I thought it was really cute, and I've never forgotten it.
It was a fun date, but it was definitely memorable.
First kiss, so I tried on the first date. Whatever. I tried, but she didn't let me, so that was good. I respected that, but I did kiss her on the cheek.
So our first kiss was on our second date, actually. We were watching a movie. He just texted me on a Sunday and was like, hey, like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm just chilling. And he's like, well, let's watch something. And I was like, okay.
It was kind of just hanging out that night, nothing serious. We watched Dear John because she loves that movie, so I sat through that.
So I picked my favorite movie, my favorite chick flick, and we were just sitting on the couch, and the movie had just ended. And he was like, well, I'm pretty tired. I better get going. Like, I have to work at like 5 tomorrow. And I was like, oh yeah, you probably should.
And then after we were just sitting there and I don't know, talking, getting to know each other even more. There was always a chemistry between us and stuff. But I leaned in and kissed her, and it worked out. Right before that, I said, I'm probably going to take off and head home. It's kind of like, well, I'm out of here. And then I kissed her, and then after that, I tried to say, well, I could watch another movie, but she...
And so then, like, we leaned in, and he just kissed me on the couch, and we kissed for a sec, a lot of little kisses after that. And then he, like, looked at me, and I was like, well, it's been fun, like, have a good night. And he was like, I can stay a little longer, like, I'm good to stay. And I was like, no, like, that's not how this works. Like, you can go now. So he said it first, and I actually wasn't expecting it, like, at all. We had went roller skating.
So we had a fun night. If I remember right, I think we went disco skating that night. I don't remember for sure.
In tiger shirts for like an 80s night at the roller skating rink, and we went with like my roommates and some of his friends, and then like we got back and we were just sitting talking out on the porch and
just laying there together. All of her friends were in the other room and stuff. We were just talking. We did that a lot just at the beginning and stuff, and we were laying there, and I turned to her after a long conversation and things like that, and I said, Shaydra, I think I love you. And I hate that I say I think.
He, like out of nowhere, we were just kind of talking, and he's like, so I have something to tell you. I was like, oh, what? You know, like I had no idea. And he was like, well, I love you. And I was like, oh, it's so cute. Like it took me totally off guard. I was like, I love you too.
But I had never felt anything like this before. It's never really been, I'm not that emotional of a person, and so it was something weird to me. It was foreign, and I didn't really even know what to think or say about it. But as I said it, she looked at me, and you could tell she'd been waiting for me to say it. But she expressed the same feelings to me. It was awesome.
So it was just kind of like, he surprised me with that. I thought that he wasn't feeling that soon, so it was fun.
So, the proposal. So, I had this big plan. We were going up to Tony's Grove. It had just been a cool place to us, and I had it all planned out. I had her convinced that I didn't have the ring or anything, that it was just a night of fun. We were gonna go have a bonfire and cook some s'mores and stuff like that. We'd done it multiple times.
Oh, and I had like kind of wondered, like, maybe he'll propose, but then like I didn't want to get my hopes up, so I feel like I kind of talked myself out of it. Like, there's no way it's gonna happen. There's no way it's gonna happen.
And so we got up to Tony's Grove, had everything set up perfect, I thought, and we got up there and there was like this big Ragnar race, something going on, and so we got up and there was like 2,000 people there, at least, like maybe not that many, it just seemed like it because I was super nervous.
And normally it's like pretty empty up there, and we got up there and there was like at least 1,000 people. There was like this huge race going on, and so he was like, like, I don't know that like we can get a camp spot or anything. He's like, let's just go walk around the lake for a while, and then we can maybe like go down further down the camp.
So a bunch of people up there, so we found a way still up to the actual lake to where I had wanted to do it. I found somewhere to set my phone up. There was a family that came in on the left of us all of a sudden with a dog right when we got there, and a family that started fishing on the right of us, which I had planned on being completely alone, but I was like, whatever, I'm not gonna let this ruin it.
Ground into a fire or something, and I was like, okay, that sounds good. So we were just walking around the lake, and he wanted to like set up his camera to do a picture, you know, like just the self-timer, and then he runs and does a picture, and we had done that like a few times. So he set up the camera, and instead of pushing like the self-timer, he pushed record, and
so I set up my phone and acted like we were taking a picture, and as it started recording, she thought it was just the 10-second timer, but I walked up to her and said, hey, it's actually recording. And then right then I pulled the ring out of pulled, I guess, the box and the ring out of my pocket, and said some things, told her how much I loved her, and knelt down and asked her to marry me.
And then like he said like all this really, really sweet stuff, and got down on one knee and proposed, and it was perfect. It was awesome. And then we kissed, and I said yes, obviously, and
she said yes very quickly. So it was very reassuring.
What I love most about Cody, just, oh my gosh, he's like amazing. Just one of the first things that I noticed about him was just like his genuineness with like everyone. He's so kind no matter what, and to no matter who. I'm so blessed to have him in my life, and I'm so excited that he wants to put up with me for the rest of our lives. And
I've never felt more loved by anybody than her. I never thought that anybody could love me more than than my parents, than my mother especially, but I feel that. I love her so much because I know how much she loves me and how much she takes care of me and appreciates anything that I do, and whether it's big or small. She has such a spirit about her that just makes people happy to be around her, and I appreciate that so much about her, and I can't wait to continue to work through our relationship, to have it build and become something even more spectacular than it is now. I'm excited. I'm excited for the rest of the time, for eternity. It's going to be incredible.
So yeah, here's to forever, Cody. I love you so much, and I can't wait to start this adventure.